What does $677 billion look like? If you stack that in $100 bills, the pile would stretch over 400 miles into space. Yet one man, one single human being on this planet, is worth exactly that. And he's not even close to being the second richest anymore. Welcome back to Exposed Extravagance. Today we're counting down the top 10 richest people in the world in 2026, where they made their fortunes, how fast those fortunes are growing, and what it actually means when one person's net worth rivals the GDP of entire nations. These numbers, by the way, are pulled straight from the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, updated as of February 2026 today. And trust me, some of these rankings are going to surprise you. A lot has changed in the last year. Let's get into it. Number 10, Alice Walton. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the only woman in the top 10, Alice Walton, heiress to the Walmart empire. With a fortune of approximately $155 billion, Alice has actually moved up the rankings significantly in recent weeks. And here's why. Walmart's stock has been on an absolute tear. A weeks-long rally pushed not just Alice, but her brothers Jim and Rob into the top 10, displacing AI chip darling Jensen Huang in the process. That's a huge statement about the enduring power of the old-school retail model. Alice herself is famously private compared to many billionaires on this list. She's a passionate art collector. She founded the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Bentonville, Arkansas. So while the rest of the top 10 are racing to colonize Mars or build AI superintelligence, Alice is, quite literally, building cathedrals of culture. Respect. Number 9, Rob Walton. Next up, also at around $155 billion, is Rob Walton, Alice's older brother and the former chairman of Walmart. Rob sat in the chairman's seat for over 20 years before stepping down in 2015. What a lot of people don't know is that Rob is also the guy who bought the Denver Broncos NFL franchise back in 2022. Making it the most expensive sports franchise sale in history at the time. So when you think about the richest people in the world, remember, one of them owns a professional football team almost as a side project. The Walton family's collective wealth from Walmart is genuinely staggering. The late Sam Walton built his first store in Arkansas in 1945. Today, his children's combined wealth runs well into the trillions of dollars. That's generational wealth on a level that's almost impossible to comprehend. Number 8, Jim Walton. Rounding out the Walton trio at number 8 is Jim Walton, the youngest of Sam Walton's children. Jim's wealth is also estimated at around $155 billion, and unlike his siblings, he carved out his own lane outside of Walmart's direct orbit. Jim is the CEO of Arvest Bank, a major regional banking group across the American Midwest. He also sat on Walmart's board for decades. Quiet, business-focused, and rarely in the headlines. Jim is the definition of old money meets new scale. The fact that 3 siblings from the same family all sit inside the world's top 10 richest people simultaneously? That pretty much says everything you need to know about the wealth-building machine that Sam Walton created. Number 7, Steve Ballmer. At number 7, we have a man who is absolutely not known for being quiet, Steve Ballmer, former CEO of Microsoft and current owner of the LA Clippers, sitting at approximately $160 billion. Now here's something fascinating about Ballmer. He didn't found Microsoft. That was Bill Gates and Paul Allen. He joined as employee number 30 back in 1980, but he rode that equity stake all the way to the stratosphere.
I'm probably the biggest shareholder in Microsoft today.
Microsoft has more than doubled in value since Satya Nadella took over as CEO, and Ballmer still holds one of the largest personal stakes in the company. Oh, and he bought the LA Clippers for $2 billion in 2014. Today, the franchise is valued at nearly $8 billion. Not bad for a side investment. Ballmer is also one of the loudest, most energetic personalities in the billionaire world. The internet has 100 videos of him absolutely losing his mind on stage for Microsoft. Love him or hate him, the man is entertaining. Number 6. Larry Ellison. Coming in at number 6 with approximately $213 billion, and arguably the most colourful life story of anyone on this list, is Larry Ellison, co-founder and executive chairman of Oracle Corporation. Ellison grew up rough. Born to an unmarried teenage mother in New York, he was adopted and raised in Chicago's South Side. He dropped out of college twice. He took a coding job at a little company called Ampex in the 1970s, and the rest, as they say, is history. He co-founded Oracle in 1977 and turned database software into a multi-hundred billion-dollar empire. Today, Ellison is one of the key power players in artificial intelligence. He advises on AI policy at the highest levels of the US government, and Oracle's cloud and AI infrastructure has exploded in value. He also, casually, owns 98% of Lanai, the 6th largest island in Hawaii. Not a house on the island itself. His net worth has climbed dramatically thanks to Oracle's AI pivot, and many analysts believe he could continue to rise up this list throughout 2026. Number 5. Jeff Bezos. At number 5, with around $225 billion, is the man who started the whole "let me be richer than a small country" conversation. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. Here's some wild context for you. Back in 2020, Bezos was the world's richest person with $145 billion. Today, at $225 billion, he's only 5th. The wealth accumulation at the very top has been so explosive in the last 5 years that Bezos gained $80 billion and still dropped 4 spots. Bezos stepped back as Amazon's CEO in 2021, letting Andy Jassy run the day-to-day. He's been spending his time on Blue Origin, his space company, and, in a plot twist nobody predicted, he married Lauren Sanchez in a Venice ceremony last year that became one of the most talked about events on Earth. He still owns the Washington Post. He's still on Amazon's board. The man is not exactly laying low. Number 4. Mark Zuckerberg. Barely ahead of Bezos at number 4, with approximately $226 billion, is Mark Zuckerberg, the guy who built Facebook in his Harvard dorm room and somehow turned it into a company that connects 3 billion people and owns Instagram, WhatsApp, and is now betting everything on AI. Zuckerberg has had an incredible run since 2023. His year of efficiency transformed Meta from a company bleeding money into a profit machine. Threads launched as a Twitter competitor. Meta AI rolled out across all platforms. The Ray-Ban smart glasses collaboration became one of the most hyped consumer tech products in years. At just 41, Zuckerberg is probably the youngest person ever to sustain a position this high in the wealth rankings. And unlike some of the older names on this list, he's not slowing down. If anything, he's accelerating. Number 3, Sergey Brin. At number 3, and this might come as a shock to some of you, is Sergey Brin, Google co-founder, with a net worth of approximately $245 billion. Brin, like his co-founder Larry Page, had largely stepped away from Alphabet's day-to-day operations back in 2019. But the AI revolution changed everything. Google's Gemini AI models have become a genuine competitor to OpenAI's GPT series, and Alphabet's stock has surged as a result. That stock surge directly inflated the fortunes of both Brin and Page by tens of billions of dollars each. What's particularly remarkable about Brin is that he's been quietly worth this much for years, and yet he rarely makes headlines. He's known for his adventurous lifestyle. He's been a licensed glider pilot, skydiver, and acrobat. If there's a stealth billionaire on this list, it's him. At number 2, we have Larry Page, the other Google co-founder, with approximately $263 billion. This is a massive milestone development. Page surpassed both Jeff Bezos and Larry Ellison, climbing into the number 2 spot for the first time in his life. The catalyst? Google's Gemini 3 model launch, which analysts called a turning point in the AI arms race. Alphabet's stock surged, and Page's fortune swelled by nearly $100 billion in a single year. Think about that. $100 billion. In 1 year. From a guy who doesn't have a single verified social media account, Page is the definition of quiet power. He co-created the PageRank algorithm that became the backbone of Google. He stepped down as CEO in 2019. He technically doesn't run anything anymore. And he just became the second richest person on the planet. Number 1. Elon Musk. And at number 1, by a margin so enormous it barely makes sense, is Elon Musk, with an estimated $677 billion. Let that sink in. The number 2 person on this list has $263 billion. Musk has $677 billion. He is more than twice as rich as the second richest person on Earth. He is the first person in recorded history to cross the $700 billion threshold, even briefly. He is, by virtually every measure, the wealthiest human being who has ever lived. His fortune is driven primarily by SpaceX, which is valued at over $800 billion and could hit $1.5 trillion if a rumored IPO materializes. Tesla remains a trillion-dollar company, and his AI venture, xAI, is growing rapidly, positioning Musk at the center of the 3 biggest technological shifts of our era: electric vehicles, space exploration, and artificial intelligence. His political adventures may have generated controversy, but they haven't slowed his wealth, not even slightly. Some analysts now project that Musk could become the world's first trillionaire within the next few years. And honestly, based on these numbers, that's not a crazy prediction. So there you have it, the top 10 richest people in the world in 2026, based on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. A list dominated by American tech titans, with 3 Walmart heirs making a surprise surge, and an absolutely mind-bending gap between Elon Musk and everyone else. A few themes to notice. AI is the biggest wealth engine on the planet right now. Google's founders are back near the top because of it. Ellison is rising because of it. Musk is defined by it. And the people who got there early, they are being rewarded on a scale the world has never seen. If you found this video interesting, drop a like and subscribe. We cover wealth, business, and the forces shaping the global economy every week. And let me know in the comments, who do you think will crack the top 10 next year? Could Jensen Huang come back? Could Mukesh Ambani break through? See you in the next one.